Hello, all of you wonderful people in the VGC community. Have you been wanting to utilize your favorite starter Pokemon in Regulation H? Hopefully, I can help you with that. This series, I'm going to be going over 6 different ways that you can utilize every single starter. Today, we are starting off with the 3 Kanto starters. Now, we are going to start off with the lovely Frogman Venusaur. Look at how beautiful that tree is. So, I am going to actually just be going over each of these starter Pokemon just so you guys can think of different ways that you guys can utilize them within Regulation H, and hopefully get your brains churning so that you guys can break the meta yourselves. If you guys like this video, please make sure to leave a like, and let's get started. Today we are starting off with the Froggy Boy, the one, the only, the first ever grass starter Venusaur. Now, I'm going over a pretty simple set. We're going to go Terrifier, Chlorophyll, and pretty much just use the Life Orb. Now, the biggest reason on why you're wanting to utilize a set like this is because Venusaur can really take advantage of Sun-type teams, and it gets access to Weather Ball. So being able to utilize something like Weather Ball with Terrifier can immediately delete opposing Grass-type Pokemon and give you really good defensive synergy with other things. You've also got access to Earth Power for our Archaladon, and Leaf Storm for incredibly big Grass-type damage. And Sleep Powder to kind of support off the rest of your team. So that's kind of the first way that you can utilize Venusaur. Second way is a little bit more defensive, kind of like a bit more of a supportive Venusaur, and I will kind of break down these EVs as well. So essentially speaking, you want max special attack on the offensive one. Sorry, I just kind of like went back and forth. But you want a bit more special attack on the offensive one, and you want it to be around this area so that you can outspeed other Venusaurs. I know that a lot of them might go max. That's perfectly fine. You want this little bit of bulk just to help you with, like, you know, priority sucker punches, stuff like that. It can come in clutch in some scenarios. Next up, you're going to go with a Covert Cloak, kind of supportive Venusaur is what I'm thinking. So the biggest reason on why you're going to be doing this is so that you can really help out your teammates, kind of get them going. Because Venusaur gets access to moves like Acid Spray, which is really cool to help your special attacking teammates. You get Sleep Powder, of course. Sleep Powder is going to be essential in a lot of these sets. It's a really good move that can really shut down what your opponent's going for. It also gets things like Helping Hand, and Scary Face I think is super cool. You can also utilize a move like Bulldoze if you've got like flying teammates, or if you're wanting to set up like weakness policy on like your Metagross or something along those lines if you want to get a little bit creative. But yeah, Covert Cloak just so you're not affected by Fake Out and other secondary effects. And Terra Steel, you're still super effective to fire. However, it gives you a lot of really good defensive options for things like flying and psychic type mons. Next up, I'm going to go over a very simple, just so it's not just Chlorophyll you're thinking about. Chlorophyll is probably still the best way to go, but you could also utilize a Terra Grass Focus Sash with Overgrow, so that people can knock you into your Focus Sash, and you can go for really massive Leaf Storms. You're only going to have base 80 speed, so 145 is going to make it to where you're going to outspeed a lot of middling speeded mons, but you're not going to be outspeeding a whole bunch. And this set's kind of more of just kind of a fun type of set. You could really utilize it in a way where like somebody knocks your Sash, you Leaf Storm, knock something out that's really fast, switch it out so you get your special attack back, switch it back in, and it might be the fastest thing on the field depending on how you played it. You get another massive Leaf Storm. Next up, I'm going to go over a weakness policy set. Now, the idea behind this set is you've got 107 base speed. Reason being is because once you double that, you're going to be right at 214, which is 1 point faster than the fastest Pokemon, other than Electrode, Dragapult in the meta. Essentially speaking, what you're going to be doing is you can utilize a move like Flip Turn on like a Choice Scarfed Pokemon, like, you know, maybe you're running Venusaur and Blastoise, which we'll get to in a second. You can Flip Turn into your weakness policy Venusaur that Terra Fires, bring out your Sunsetter, and bam, you've got yourself a +2 in the Sun Venusaur, Terrifier, and you're just going to be able to do massive damage with it. It's just a lot of fun. Giga Drain to get you back your health, because you're going to be getting a little bit more with that big 196 into HP. Just a super fun set. Earth Power, you're going to be seeing that a lot on sets because Archaladon, Golden Go, those things are so massive, and you don't need Terra or Weather to be able to kind of shut those things down. Next up, I'm honestly going to say this is my personal favorite set, is the Assault Vest Venusaur. Now, the reason why I love Assault Vest Venusaur so much is because Assault Vest Venusaur really can sit on the field, and Giga Drain can give you back a lot more health than you're expecting. And you've also got access to being able to have Earth Power, Weather Ball, and Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb's just another really good stab move that you can have, of course. And I really like Weather Ball and Earth Power, especially because a lot of the time you're utilizing Venusaur within the sun. So, yeah, Assault Vest is my favorite just because it gives you that added extra bit of bulk, and I really think you should try that set. Finally, this is more of the fun set, okay? This is more for you guys just to get your brains churning. Like I said, Choice Banded Terra Ground Earthquaking Venusaur. Why? Because you can, okay? That's all you need to know. You get Power Whip, you get Poison Jab, and it also gets Knockoff. That's kind of cool. You go with your Chlorophyll, you get your Sun Up, you switch out your Levitating or your Flying Mon, you Choice Band Terra Ground Earthquake. That's a good closed team sheet best of one type kind of Mon right there. Perfect. Perfect. Make your frogs strong, okay? Strong frogs. Alright, next up, I'm going to go over Blastoise. Blastoise is my personal favorite Pokemon, so I'm going to go over my favorite set first. Now, I will tell you, there's two different ways you can run this set, but the biggest reason as to why this set is how I run it. This Blastoise can be an offensive piece, but it's mostly a supporting piece. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, Hydro Cannon, Water Spout, like why are you running both of those types of moves? Well, the biggest reason as to why you're going to be running those two different types of moves is because one, Water Spout is, with 130 base speed, you're going to outspeed a lot of things. Like, you just need to learn your speed tiers within the meta, and it's perfectly fine. You just kind of bait, like, you know, like Bulky Golden Ghost, you're probably going to be faster than them. Bulky Rillabooms, you're going to have the faster Fake Out. This Mon right here is going to be so incredible for you, but just kind of cutting the crap with all of it. Mystic Water boosts your water type moves, Water Spout moves before things, and if people are going to knock down your HP, you've got an 150 base power nuke at your disposal. Now, this move can be either Haze or Shell Smash. Like, either or works. Haze if you don't have a good Dozo answer or if you don't have a good setup answer. Haze is really nice. And then Shell Smash gives you a little bit more pressure with your Blastoise to be able to go, hey, if you don't respect it, I'm going to set up on you and I'm probably going to sweep your team. Next up is going to be the Choice Scarfed Blastoise. Now, I was going over it a little bit, and the biggest reason it makes me sad, you do want to go Timid max speed because this gives you just enough speed to outspeed Dragapult. But the biggest reason as to why like this could be a good set is like I was saying with the Venusaur. Flip turn, kind of setting up a weakness policy could be really, really cool with Blastoise. It gets access to things like, of course, Water Spout. Fast Water Spout is phenomenal. You get Weather Ball, and you can get Icy Wind for further speed control. I think this would be probably the best way to run it. You could run another move like Dark Pulse, Aura Sphere, Ice Beam, Blizzard, Flash Cannon. Like, you could run those types of moves, but I think Weather Ball is going to be the most consistent because you can take advantage of other weathers. And I just think it'd be a fun way to use Blastoise. Just don't expect yourself to do like too much damage just because you only have that 85 special attack. So this would be a very much a mastery of this Mon. Next up, I'm going to go over the supportive Blastoise set. Now, Terra Electric, as I've been discussing with some of my friends, Terra Electric is one of the best Terra types right now for this meta because you resist Steel, which is big for Golden Go. You resist a lot of what our Chaladon wants to do. And you've only got the one weakness in ground, and there's really not that much ground type coverage. So essentially speaking, Terra Electric is super, super solid. You've got your leftovers. You've got Rain Dish on this set instead of Torrent. The reason why you'd want to run Torrent over Rain Dish a lot of the time is because once you get knocked below a third, your water type moves are just doing incredible damage. But because this is a supportive Blastoise for speed control with Icy Wind, Fake Out support pressure, Helping Hand, and Yawn, you really want to be able to let this thing sit on the field and let you be able to kind of support your teammates even further. Now, if you don't want Helping Hand, I do think Icy Wind is a must, to be honest with you, because you want to be able to at least damage your opponents a little bit, and that speed control really will help a lot of the time. So you can protect with your teammate, be able to Icy Wind, but you could also go with Life Dew so that you can get further kind of recovery with that. But I would honestly say Helping Hand will probably be your best bet in that scenario. Next up is going to be a similar type of Blastoise. Now, the reason why I'm doing this a little bit different is because these two sets are a little bit different at what you're doing because you're really focusing on setting up your Blastoise. It does get Iron Defense Body Press. Might not be the best way you want to use an Iron Defense Body Press Mon, but Blastoise can do it. You get Whirlpool, you get Protect, kind of give yourself a little bit of recovery. You could trap some things in to where you could set up iron defenses. And Terra fighting is funny, so do it. Next up, I'm going with a choice banded Terra Rock Blastoise. Now, this is more along the lines of kind of your funnier set, best of one. The reason why I chose Terra Rock is because it gets Rock Slide, and you could pair this with a Sand Team to where like you could boost Blastoise special defense, and you can really take advantage of those choice banded Terra Rock Rock Slides. And then once you get below a third of your health, you've got things like Wave Crash, Flip Turn, then even Earthquake, so that you can kind of really catch some people off guard with a really fun Blastoise set. And if Rillaboom's causing you some problems, as I've been thinking, you don't need Earthquake. You could run Avalanche, and it would work just as well. Finally, super simple Shell Smash set with White Herb. Now, I am doing that nice 107 base speed so that once you get to +2 speed, you're going to outspeed Dragapults. Ice Beam will be able to get the Dragapult, and is a really solid damaging move. You've also got Water Spout, really because you're going to try to set this up when you've got a good opportunity to do it with a Follow Me Mon, or with a, or if you predict that they're not going to attack that slot. Protect is going to be really nice for this type of set because you can kind of scout what they were thinking about doing so that you can see if Shell Smash is even an option. And just kind of going from there. That right there is our Turtle Friend Blastoise. Beautiful Mon. Recommend using it. It is so much fun. Finally, for all of you friends, I didn't even put his name up here. You get to see me put his name up there. There you go. Boom. Perfect. Charizard. Everybody's favorite little dragon boy. Okay? Even though he's not a dragon. All right? Now, first set is super simple, super easy. Max, Life Orb, Protect, Air Slash, Heat Wave, Scorching Sands. Gives you really good coverage for this type of meta. Solar Power gives you a nice like damage boost within the sun. Super simple first set. Really not cooking too much on this one. Next up, in my personal opinion, this is going to be the way that you are probably going to want to utilize Charizard the most, and that is Choice Scarf Terra Fire. Now, the biggest reason on why you're going to want to use that is because with that 143 base speed, as we were saying, you're going to be able to outspeed Dragapult, and you're really going to be able to take advantage of Solar Power with being able to be faster than a majority of the meta. You're mostly going to be spamming Heat Wave, but if somebody is like running a rain-based team, you've got Hurricane, you've got Solar Beam, Overheat, and if you don't want to run Solar Beam and you're thinking, man, I'm just never clicking this move, Scorching Sands I think is really going to be a solid move because of how big our Chaladon is. So there you go. I really think that the Choice Scarf set is going to be the best way to utilize Charizard at first until people start kind of figuring it out. Now we're going to get into some fun sets. Next up, we're going to go with a Terra Dragon Citrus Berry Blaze Belly Drum Charizard. Now, this set is incredibly fun. I didn't realize like how much you could get with this. Again, you want to hit that 143 base speed just because like if you have like Icy Wind support and after Flame Charge. Cool, right? You're going to be able to outspeed Dragapults again. So you'll be effectively the fastest thing on the field. And with how much bulk that I've invested into this Charizard max HP, you're going to put 4 in your defenses. You're not going to be taking a million hits. Like really, you're really not. Like, but if you can get this off, if you get one Belly Drum off, I promise you, without taking damage, you're going to have enough bulk to live what you need to. And Earthquake, Flame Charge, Outrage is going to give you incredible coverage into the meta. Next up, super simple, same type of speed. We're going same type of bulk, but we're going choice specs, maximum damage, Terrifier, Solar Power Charizard. The amount of damage this thing does is incredible, okay? So if you can figure out your speed tiers to where like you can get this guy to work, do it. Absolutely do it. It is a menace. It will destroy people's lives, okay? Choice specs, Terrifier, Blast Burn. There is not much living that. Just take my word for it. And I thought Ancient Power could be fun on a choice spec set because of the fact of the matter is, you start getting Omni Boosts, that's hysterical. All right, next up, I've got a very support-based Charizard. Now, essentially speaking, you'd probably want Protect on this support-based set. So you'd want to probably drop a move like probably like either Helping Hand or Dragon Cheer for Protect, depending on how you wanted to run it. But I thought it was really cool that Charizard got Dragon Cheer. So you can utilize things like Dragon Cheer, you can utilize things like Will-O-Wisp, Helping Hand, and you'd want something like Heat Wave just so you could deal a little bit of damage to support your team. You've also got things like Dragon Tail, which could be really fun in certain scenarios, so I would highly recommend trying that out. The only big thing is that I would say is, like, this is not going to be something that, like, you can really effectively use most likely in a best of 3 kind of scenario. So this would be more of like a closed team sheet, caught your opponent off guard, like, haha, you thought my Charizard was going to start attacking you. Joke's on you. It's my support mon. Finally, I really like the Assault Vest sets. I just think they're really fun. Terra Electric, Thunder Punch, Assault Vest, Charizard, Physical. Now, I think that this would be a really just fun set because you've got Brick Break to break up screens if those ever become really big of a problem. You have Breaking Swipe for a really nice dragon type kind of spread move that lowers everybody's attack power. Super cool there. You got Flare Blitz, which is just phenomenal on Charizard. Like, yeah, it's only 84 base attack, but Flare Blitz from that is going to do incredible damage. So you'll be fine with that. And then Terra Electric Thunder Punch, that's just funny. Again, mostly a closed team sheet best of 1 type of scenario, but I wanted to go over that because I think it could be fun. That, my friends, has been 3 starter Pokemon. We're starting off, of course, with Gen 1. We've got the 3 here. We've got Venusaur, Blastoise, and Charizard. I hope you guys continue to live large. Please leave a like on the video, share this around, and I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day. Peace.